Everybody gets a puppy.
Oh, no, I'm on the floor.
Oh, he likes to bite.
No, but it's cuddle time.
Yeah, don't get any ideas. I see a wiggling in your pack. I'm gonna be real attentive. Last call on the puppies. Come on over, find a spot anywhere in front of the building. I'm not here to brag about me, folks. I'm here to brag about my dogs. You are visiting some of the very finest sled dogs in the entire world. We have a race record in sled dog sports which is virtually unmatched. First half of the program, I'm going to turn you over to Trent, who's going to explain to you just who the dogs are, how we name them and train them, and where they go when they don't spend their entire lives with us. We have a training run scheduled this morning, and you're going to see my staff hook up a team. The second half of your presentation today, we're going to invite you inside our theater building behind you. We have room for everybody to sit down in there. We enter the building on this end. We have a puppy party planned for children 12 and under. We'll tell you more about that when we get closer. When we go inside, I'm going to take over and go over a day in the life of the Iditarod with you. I've been in the event many times, and I want a chance to defend myself and explain what would cause someone to do such a thing.
Maintained for hours at a time in the winter time, so that's the speed we allow them to run in the summertime. Now, we can't run them for hours at a time in the summertime or they'd get overheated. We just take them out once a day, sometimes twice a day, so stretch your legs a little bit. We'll actually be running them through a big trench full of water before they return to the yard. When they come back, they look like they worked up a sweat, but they don't know once they were gone. And now we stop and run a place for them for a couple of minutes, get to see their beautiful mates. We think it's pretty neat. We're used to seeing their butts going down the floor. Now we get to see them from the profile view. We use verbal commands to steer the butt sled to cut the corner. Sometimes they have to jump over the gang lines to avoid crashing into a bank, a rock or a tree or something. So right in front of your sled, the wheel position, the most physically demanding. In front of your team, the lead position is the most mentally demanding. When you're out on the trail for hours at a time, you're going to rotate dogs through these different positions so that when you get to a rest break, they're all about equally mentally and physically fatigued, need about the same amount of time to recover, and off you go. Let's get out of here. Listen carefully as the team disappears into the woods here. Back to the beginning with those puppies that you were just holding. Summertime is puppy time here at the homestead. In fact, we have all of our puppies in the summertime. And the main reason is that we are breeding our top females with our top males. And they'd be capable of having puppies at any time throughout the year, even in the dead of winter. The puppies would be just fine. But they are some of our top athletes. And we don't want them out on maternity leave during the racing season. So we wait till the racing season is over, do our breeding in the spring and early summer, have our puppies throughout the summertime, and by the time fall rolls around, the mamas have weaned their puppies and are ready to rejoin the racing team. When the girls are very young, we have a lot of Walt Disney cartoons and stories that characters are not pretty cute. And a Winnie the Pooh litter. Kanga, Piglet, Tigger, and Roo. They'll poo in that litter. The dog included, right? They litter too, but they get chipped in. That's Jonathan with Cutler Kroner. He's from the International Currencies Litter. Guilder, Peso, Euro, Ruble, and Shilling are his languages. You know that cuddling you do when they're puppies? Some of them never outgrow it. He thinks he's a giant lap dog. He's also into yoga and meditation. Hard to believe, but the dogs are quite comfortable outdoors in the wintertime. They're as comfortable as the moose and the caribou and the wolves. Actually, more comfortable. We give them a nice house, we put straw in it, and we feed them really well, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But one of their physical adaptations is a double coat that helps to keep them warm and dry. I'll see if I can persuade Bailey to be my model here. Hey, Bailey. Come here, buddy. He's a little wet from his trip to the water on the training run, but they all have it. It's a little easier to see on a dark dog like Bailey. Chanel's going to model her coat down there at the other end with Timmy. They have an outer layer of kind of coarse and oily guard hairs that protect them from precipitation. Sleet and snow slide right off. Even rain doesn't really get through their skin. It kind of beads up and rolls away. But when I brush them backwards, which is his favorite part of the program, you can see a lighter downy undercoat there. That's his insulation layer. And he's still shedding out last winter's undercoat. Whole school of troublemakers now. Very athletic and agile. He's jumped in and out of there a couple times for us. I keep telling Jeff we need to figure out how to generate some electricity out of that thing. Power goes out. I think we need to give him a round of applause. That's what his part.
They train seeing eye dogs. That's where my fascination with training dogs began, with seeing eye dogs. Then my parents moved into the hills of Sonoma County. Middle school and high school years, I lived right next door to where Jack London lived when he was alive. I became a huge fan of Jack London's, and I read just about every book he ever wrote. About Alaska, the Yukon, and the Gold Rush. I could not wait to come to Alaska to visit some of the places I've read about Jack London's stories. I first came to Alaska in 1975 for a summer job. I was 19 years old. Been here ever since. But the fact is, the kids grew up very close friends. When our kids were little, we would visit my sister in California quite often. And on one of those times, one of those holidays, I overheard my niece try to describe to my daughters what a snow day was. My girls have never heard of such nonsense. On any day the temperature hits 50 degrees below zero, they get to stay home and have an excused absence. And I'm not joking, 50 blows the cutoff, and I'm talking ambient temperature, not wind chill. Wow. Dog mushing in the state of Alaska is recognized as our official state sport. It actually says that in the Alaska State Charter. The Iditarod is just one of hundreds of sled dog races here in the state. I'm 61 years old. I'm clearly not in the prime of my athletic life. But guess what? I'm the best musher I've ever been in my entire life, and I've been doing this for 45 years. I don't need to be a world-class athlete to be a world-class dog musher. We are animal trainers, first and foremost. Animal psychologists. We need veterinarian skills, woodsmanship skills, weather prediction skills. We need to be able to stay awake for 10 days in a row, play chess the entire time. Oh, it's exhausting, it's physical, it's demanding, it's certainly not easy, but it's not particularly athletic. Technically, the Iditarod's a non-stop race. I say technically because I can assure you that if you ever run the Iditarod, you're going to want to stop along the way. The deal is the clock that times us does not stop. From the very moment we leave Anchorage to the very moment we arrive in Nome, every second counts the same whether you're moving or not. Before the race ever begins, those of us in the race pack up all the food and gear we could possibly need in a bag like this one. We ship it out to 22 different locations along the route that we'll be traveling. I shipped out over 2,000 pounds of food and gear for my team alone last year's Iditarod Race. 2,000 pounds for just one team. It's a very typical amount of food and gear for just one team. There were 75 teams in the race last year. There's 150,000 pounds of dog food flown out over the trail and cached along the way before the race ever begins. 2 or 3 days before the Iditarod race begins, some other volunteers take off from Anchorage on snowmobiles with 10,000 wooden stakes like this one, dragging along behind their snowmobile. They drive up the Iditarod Trail, putting out 10 stakes per mile for 1,100 miles. Race rules require that every dog in the event, before the race begins, each dog must first have a complete physical exam, a complete orthopedic exam, a complete blood chemistry exam, and an EKG. Have you ever given your dog an EKG? It's not. And you know what? When the dogs pass their exam, they get a microchip implanted underneath the skin at the back of their neck. It is the size of a grain of rice. If you went out here this morning and ran an electronic scanner over the neck of one of my dogs, it'll beep out a number that's unique to that dog and that dog alone. There is no chance my dog will be mixed up with your dog during the race. No. Stuff you don't want to be without as you go up the trail. Stuff like an axe, snowshoes, repair kit, first aid kit, sleeping bag, fire starter, dry clothes, stuff like that. And this device here. Folks, I can turn ice and snow into boiling water with this contraption using methanol as fuel. It's a liquid fuel, alcohol-based liquid fuel in this pot, ice and snow in this pot. I can turn ice and snow into boiling water in a matter of minutes with this thing. These dogs are eating machines. Wow. They will consume in excess of 10,000 calories in a 24-hour period per dog. If you're a calorie counter, just think about it. 10,000 calories in a 50-pound dog. A single dog from my team or my competitors could pull this sled all by themselves all day long. They wouldn't go very fast, but they could do it. Be like asking one of these Husky boys here to carry their own luggage around their vacation. Obviously, 2 dogs pull a sled faster than 1 can. 3 dogs pull a sled faster than 2 can. 4 faster than 3, 5 faster than 4, 6 faster than 5. Are you with me, sir? Yeah. By the time you get to 9 or 10 of my dogs hooked to a sled with a 300-pound load, they will have neutralized the load to the point of adding any more dogs to your team than 9 or 10, you will no longer go faster. I got statistics plenty to back me up on this. You could hook 100 dogs to the front of the sled, you would not go faster. You would just make it impossible to stop. Now, if you recall the story I did around downtown Anchorage on the first Saturday of March, which I highly recommend for your next Alaska vacation. Enough of the sissy summer stuff. Hanging on to this sled with 16 dogs hooked to the front of it's like hanging on to the back of a thunderbolt. That's all you do to hang on. And I highly recommend you do hang on. The dogs don't care whether I'm on board or not. If you ever see me running alongside the sled during the race, which you very well may, there's a really good reason. It means I'm freezing my tush off. I'm not joking, you don't want to fall off. It gets cold. And you better be able to run alongside the sled just to warm up. This is the outermost layer of gear that I will wear during the most severe temperatures I will encounter.
Wow.
And if you don't see me wearing this outfit when you see me during the Iditarod, I guarantee you the outfit is in the sled, waiting to be put on if the temperatures were to plummet. And you know what? 25 below zero and 20 mile an hour wind, I don't care if you're wearing this outfit or not, the cold will still creep in. You better be in shape enough to run alongside the sled you warmed up. Much better, much better. Once you warm up, you get back on the sled, you ride some more. Most of us are going to divide every 24-hour period into approximately 4 6-hour segments. We're going to let the dogs run about 6 hours at a time. When the dogs are running, I'm riding. They run 6 hours, 10 miles an hour, that's 60 miles. In 60 miles, you're going to hit one of these checkpoints where you ship food and gear. I know I'm going to make 10,000 calorie meals for each one of those dogs. Put bedding down for them, inspect their feet, put the booties on and off, clean up after pack their lunch, feed them dinner, give them a rub down. This job is way more domestic than most people ever dreamed. I repeat, during an average 6-hour break that my dogs take, I work 4.5 of those hours. That's going to leave 90 minutes of the 6 hours the dogs will be resting for me to lay down. Okay, you really want to know what happens if you fall off. I understand. It has 2 reasons you fall off. One is because it's crazy, crazy trail and the dogs are overpowering. So, if you fall off in a situation like I was just describing, the odds are pretty good your sled won't go that far. And by not that far, I mean less than 2 miles. I fall off, guess why? I fall asleep. It's embarrassing. Sir?
Yes, do the dogs stop when you fall off?
No.
How do you get your dogs? How do you get your dogs?
You walk! Or you hitchhike.